Hello, I'm Jonathan from Boom Instructor Training, and on this video I'll be showing you how to drive with more confidence and more self-belief in your driving ability, and this will help you to pass your Part 2 test. Also, what will help you pass your Part 2 test are my Part 2 video tutorials, and these are available to buy on my website, and you can use these tutorials to prepare yourself for the Part 2 test. There's a link to the website in the top comment and in the description. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret. The Part 2 test is actually quite easy to pass. This is because you are already an experienced and capable driver. All you need to do on your Part 2 test is drive safely, responsibly and confidently. You do need to follow the rules in the highway code, and at this stage you should be very familiar with all of these rules. And you should be following the rules of the highway code on every drive you make. This should just be second nature for you. And you should also be very familiar with the official DVSA guide to driving the essential skills. You should have read this book at least twice, and then you need to reflect on your own driving. Ask yourself, am I driving as this book advises? You should then make any necessary changes to your driving habits to bring your driving in line with the guidance in this book. If you haven't already done this, then you should go and do it, because this is just part of the process that you need to go through to prepare yourself for the Part 2 test. Then I'd recommend using my Part 2 video tutorials. These are an amazing learning resource, and you will see me explain and demonstrate best driving practice for each category on the DL25 driving test report form. And then you'll need to go out driving in your own time and get plenty of practice. And you need to brim with confidence. The way to achieve this is to use commentary driving whilst you're practicing. And when you practice driving using commentary driving, do so with confidence and self-belief. You have many thousands of miles of driving experience, maybe hundreds of thousands of miles of driving experience. You've encountered every scenario, every hazard that you're ever likely to encounter. You've seen it all before. In other words, you are a very experienced and competent driver, so you should be confident. Let's check out some confident commentary driving, and this is what I'd recommend you do when you're practicing. So I'm parked in a lay-by just before the M1 motorway, junction 27 it is, and I'm going to be heading south on the M1. So I'm going to move off from here, and this is all about confident driving and using commentary driving to build that confidence, because if you talk out loud about what you can see happening and the decisions you're making, it just reinforces what a good confident driver you are. Just checking here that nobody's pulling out of the bays. M1 South is where I'm heading, so I'm getting my toe down, I'm building up some speed here. I'm in the correct lane. I can see the direction signs for M1 South. I'm starting to look on the approach, just reducing the speed slightly. I can see it's clear, so I'm just going to get on with it here. M1 South. So here I'm making an effort, I'm building up the speed. I want to match the speed of the traffic flowing on the motorway. Signal on about here, I can see a gap just here. So I'm just matching the speed of this red lorry now. Yeah, okay, that's great, nicely on. Now I'm making sure that I'm maintaining the 2-second rule. Well, these lorries are flowing at 55 miles per hour, so what I want to do now, we've got 4 lanes on this motorway. I want to move into lane 2, so I want to make progress. Okay, so it's safe to move into lane 2, and speed limit is 70 miles per hour. There are variable speed limits on this stretch of the motorway, but it's national speed limit at the moment. So I'm doing 61 miles per hour at the moment, so it's safe to the rear. I'm going to move into lane 3. So we want to get on with it where it's safe to do so. There's 4 lanes. If we need to use all 4 lanes, let's do so. But at the moment, I'm just below 70 miles per hour. I'm being overtaken, so I can't change lanes at the moment. Maintaining a safe separation distance. And now, just pushing it up. I can see the blue van is moving into lane 3, so I'm just backing off slightly so I don't get too close to it. Yeah, I'm just going to check behind. I'm going to get into lane 4 because I really do want to get up to 70 miles per hour, and then I'm going to set the cruise control. Now I'm at 70 miles per hour. So this is what you want to do on your part 2 test. Use all the lanes. If it's safe to get up to 70 miles per hour, then do so. You don't want to be dilly-dallying in lane 1 or lane 2 at 60 miles per hour. Get on with it. Show your confidence by getting up to the speed limit. Get past vehicles in lane 1, lane 2 and lane 3. So I'm looking ahead, I'm gaining on that vehicle in lane 3. There's a red car in lane 3, I'm gaining on that vehicle. I'm doing 70 miles per hour, they're probably doing 67, 68 miles per hour. That said, I think they've speeded up a little bit now, so I'm going to move back over. Check into the rear, moving into lane 3, because clearly I wasn't able to get past the red car. And now I'm just going to reset the cruise control. Looking ahead, it's nice and clear, the traffic's flowing well, my lane's clear. I'm gaining on the vehicle in lane 2, so I'm just going to hold my position in lane 3. On a motorway, you do want to keep left unless you're overtaking. So here, clearly I'm gaining on this vehicle here in lane 2. There's no point me moving into lane 2. I'm aware what's happening to the rear, everything's looking fine. Now I am exiting soon, I'm exiting at junction 26, so with that in mind, I'm just going to decelerate slightly. It's safe to the rear for me to do that, and then I'm going to start planning on exiting the motorway. So back over into lane 2. Again, being conscious not to get too close to the vehicle that I'm following. And then once I've got past this lorry, check into the rear, and then moving into lane 1. I'm exiting here at junction 26. I'm looking ahead at the signs. I can see there's 2 lanes to exit, but I'll just keep left and stay in the left-hand lane. So I'm taking the speed back up to 70, maintaining 70 miles per hour now. I can see the countdown markers counting me down to the exit slip road. And I'm just going to maintain my speed. And just make sure that I keep a nice following distance from the vehicle in front. So looking and planning well ahead, I can see some overhead signs. I'm now following the A610 for Nottingham. So I can see the signs overhead. I'm looking ahead, I can see a direction sign. It's a roundabout, Nottingham A610 to the left. I can see warning signs for traffic lights. Looking ahead, I can see the traffic lights are on red. Looking at the lane markings, just maintaining a nice position in my lane. And as I stop here, I want a nice distance. Tyres and tarmac is what I recommend. If you can see the tyres of the vehicle in front, a little bit of the tarmac, then you've got a nice distance away from the vehicle as you're waiting from them. Now, when the lights change to when the lights change to green, I'm still going to check. Even though it's a green light, I'm still going to have a glance to the right, so you'll see me do that as I proceed through the lights as they change to green. I can see a speed limit sign here, national speed limit, so it's still national speed limit. A little check to the rear before I move off. I just want to be aware of my surroundings. Little glance to the right, and now I can see a change of speed limit, 40 miles per hour. Okay, fair enough. Looking at the direction signs, A610, there's 3 lanes, lane 1, 2, 3. I can take lane 1 or lane 2 for A610. I'm just going to stay in lane 1, set the cruise control at 40 miles per hour, reduce speed now, traffic lights. Now then, there's 4 lanes, A610, I want lane 2. So I'm just going to stay in lane 2. That's where I am now. I'm looking at the road markings, A610. Lane 3 is also A610, but I'm quite happy staying in lane 2, just maintaining good lane discipline here. So I'm concentrating on my position. I'm going to use this opportunity to look well ahead. Can I see any other signs? Well, I can see a change of speed limit here, 30 miles per hour. I can see there's another direction sign further over there. Looks fairly complicated, lots of lane options here. I'm just going to take my time. Yes, I'm confident, but that's because I've got good awareness, good planning, good observation. Staying in this lane, Nottingham A610, A610 on the road markings, green light, Nottingham A610 on that sign. Again, maintaining good lane discipline, green light, I think it'll stay on green. And then I'm still looking, Nottingham A610. Now I can see a change of speed limit, no pedestrians at the crossing, 50 miles per hour. So let's get it up to that speed limit. I don't particularly want to be undertaking this vehicle, so I'll just increase my speed at the speed that they're increasing at. There we go, let them come over. Okay, so I'm doing 43 miles per hour. I'm going to change lanes, make a bit more progress, it's safe behind. This is what I mean by driving confidently. We know that the speed limit's 50, so where it's safe to do so, that's the speed to do. Now, Nottingham A610, reduce speed now. So I'm going to slow, now I've no idea what lane to get into. As a precaution, I'm just going to move back over to the left. I'll take this lane here. I can't see the road markings very clearly. There was some road markings back there. What does that say? Bulwell. I think I'm in the wrong lane now. Okay, no problem. Now if this happens on your part 2 test, no problem. We're very experienced drivers. I can see further ahead, there's some kind of a junction. I think it's a roundabout. I've got plenty of time to change lanes. It's very busy behind, but I'm going to put my signal on and let's see if the car behind is going to allow me over. I think they are. Yeah, there we go. So if you find yourself in the wrong lane, just keep calm, be confident, and just do what I did. I've just noticed a change of speed limit, 30 miles per hour. Looking at the road markings, A610. Okay, yeah, staying in this lane. Nottingham A610, I can see A610 painted on the road surface. So back there, the signs and the road markings were not very clear. The road marking, the paint on the road surface was very faded, so it made it quite challenging for me to look at the road markings. I think there was a sign that was hidden slightly behind a tree or something that I couldn't quite see. On your part 2 test, if the examiner asks you to follow signs, for example, follow the signs for Nottingham A610, but those signs are difficult to see, either the road markings are faded or the direction signs are hidden behind trees, for example, then the ADI examiner will give you some information. The ADI examiner will say, for example, you will need to change lanes or whatever, but they will tell you what position to get into if the traffic signs and road markings aren't clear. So they're not trying to trick you or catch you out. If you cannot see the signs, then the examiner will give you some guidance with that. But if the signs are clear and visible, then of course the ADI examiner will expect you to see them and follow them. Although I do have a top tip for you here. If you find yourself, just like I did back there, in the wrong lane, Okay, I'm just going to be courteous here. These people want to change lanes. They've found themselves in the wrong lane. It's, hey, I did that earlier, didn't I? It's easily done. Bit of give and take. But if you find yourself in the wrong lane on your part 2 test and you just can't change lanes, nobody's going to hold back and let you change lanes, then just go the wrong way safely. Okay, so if you go the wrong way safely, so you keep the car safe, under control, then you will not get any faults recorded. So it's not a fault to go the wrong way, providing you do so safely and responsibly, and you keep the car under full control.